Hey everyone, Kerry here with Ask Kolat, presented by RUDIS. If you got any questions or comments, please leave them at the bottom of this video, and RUDIS will get them to me through Twitter or through email, however you want to reach out to them. Question I got is, if I only had one workout to do, I feel like I'm on the deserted island here and you can only take one book. If I only had one workout I could do, and what would it be? And I guess that was to try to make me think and narrow my mind down to what I think helped my career the most in terms of training. And it was outside, the wrestling room, and it's swimming. I did a lot of swimming in my career, and when you start to break down swimming, and if you ever just do laps, you realize how much it does to your body and how much it wears you down. So one, it's like training at high altitude, right? Because you can't breathe the way you'd like to breathe. Your face is underwater, and so you start to learn how to train with less oxygen, and your body starts to build up some endurance, due to that. The other thing about swimming is it really literally saves your body. So if I had to pick between running and swimming, I'm swimming every single time. It saves your knees, it's saving your joints, it's saving your elbows, it's saving your shoulders for the most part, because you're not carrying all that extra body weight. Now, the other thing that it does, and people don't realize, is one, for wrestling, we do a lot of pulling, right? So you're constantly breaststroking, freestyle stroking, side stroking, and because of all that, you're constantly building up your lats. Freestyle, it's working all these small muscles that are attached to your rib cage from all the reaching out and keeping your body in a plank position. All these little flutter kicks that you're going to be doing once you start to perfect your stroke and your swimming. What it does to your core, muscles that tie the upper body and the lower body together. Literally every muscle in your body is pretty much worked from a swim workout. And I used to get, when I first started, I honestly didn't like swimming, because it's a pretty boring kind of back and forth kind of situation. But that's part of it. Sometimes you don't like everything you do, but you do it because it's going to make you better. And I started swimming just 30 minutes a day. Not a day, probably every other day. And then worked at the 45 minutes, and then I got to the point where I could swim an hour. The thing that I really started to, I think, really helped me toward the end is when you're swimming for an hour, you really can't hear much. You're alone in your own thoughts. It's not like you're running and getting distracted from, cars going by or things of that nature. And literally, I did a lot of visualization when I was swimming. And so overall, if I had to pick one workout, swimming, was the big one for me. Just for endurance, just for strength, saving my body, and the visualization that came along with it. So again, this is Ask Kolat. If you got any questions, leave them at the bottom of this video, and RUDIS will get them to me. Talk to you all next week.